Oh, hey there. Welcome back to Something About Geek Stuff. This is day 3 of our 12 days of Christmas. What to do? I'm thinking of a classic. A comic book classic. I've got it. Today I'm going to review the Justice League Christmas special. The episode starts off with the Justice League working to save an ice planet from destruction. Admittedly, this opening scene isn't particularly Christmassy, besides all the ice and snow. It does demonstrate some awesome teamwork from the Justice League, all acting under the telepathic instruction of Martian Manhunter with information that he was given from the native people. Good lord, those are the native people? Those things had information on how to save their planet from destruction? They look like the bad guys from the Digimon movie. Are we sure these are the kind of people that the Justice League need to be saving and not the kind that we could, cut our losses on and hope they don't come back to kill us in episode 24? Well, anyway, the reject space invaders are saved, and it's time to start the true holiday season.
Nice way to kick off a Christmas break.
I second that.
Green Lantern goes off to fill the Batman brooding quota for this episode. Admittedly, for this to be a Justice League Christmas special, you really don't see a lot of Batman or Wonder Woman in this. Huh. Wonder if their actors were actually on holiday. Well, that's not important. Hawkgirl goes to check on Green Lantern, and then we find out, through the power of exposition, that Martian Manhunter has no holiday plans.
I'm afraid this season has no meaning for me.
Now, while many of us who grew up watching the show may think of Martian Manhunter as a calculating loner member of the Justice League, here's a fun comic book fact for you. The DC Martian species thrives in a community of telepathic symbiosis with one another. The whole dynamic of the culture involves being invested in a hive mind-like society of constantly sharing information and bonding on a mental plane. This is actually the source of Martian Manhunter's telepathic abilities that he uses in the show. That is, they did thrive in a hive mind until the Martian people were basically wiped out because of a telepathic fire. Martian Manhunter isn't too keen on the holidays because, well, everyone he knows and loves was literally burned down in front of him. Huh. But this year, Superman's gonna change all that.
Whoa, Frosty.
We'll have to do something about that.
Growing up, I always thought the Justice League theme song was kinda slow. And since this is a holiday review, let's make this a little more festive. Yeah, there we go, holiday cheer. This theme song's still slow as heck, so let's just get back to the story. We start back up with Green Lantern snowing down a mountain and getting another tacked-on love story moment. Yeah, in the later episodes, Green Lantern and Hawkgirl kind of got a weird romance that sort of comes out of nowhere, so they really kind of took any opportunity they could to create that missing chemistry from earlier in the seasons. So after some snowtime fun, we open up on the other type of Christmas special setting, an orphanage! More specifically, the orphanage in Central City, where instead of Santa Claus, these kids wait up for another man in red, the Flash.
Don't forget the present he brings.
Yeah!
So apparently, every year the Flash brings these kids a present. And this year they want the hot new toy, DJ Rubber Ducky, a farting, rapping duck toy. I wonder if this was meant to be a clever poke at Tickle Me Elmo and all those other hot holiday toys that were actually kind of dumb and gimmicky? Or did the writers just think kids would actually be into this?
That actually is pretty cool. Okay, DJ Rubber Ducky it is.
Well, either way, the Flash is determined to find one and races off to fight the true villains of the holiday season, disgruntled Christmas shoppers. Next, we transition to the second storyline of our special. Superman has decided to take Martian Manhunter down to Smallville to spend the holidays with his family. Yeah, a man of different colored skin going to a conservative town in rural Kansas. I can't see this plan possibly backfiring. Oh hey look, Pa Kent's alive. Haven't seen that in a while.
Good to have you home again, son.
It's good to be back. And I brought a friend.
Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Kent. I hope I'm not intruding.
Now I know the Kents are super cool with aliens and everything, but what happens when one of the neighbors sees this weird green guy just standing on their doorstep?
This is a bad idea.
On top of that, Martian Manhunter can shapeshift. I mean, we've seen him do it in the series before. He learned about Earth by living dozens of human lives. So, why would he take the risk of going in this different form to the land of shoot first, ask questions never? Well, anyway, Clark takes John upstairs and confirms Supergirl exists by letting John sleep in her room while she's away. We get a nice Clark and John moment and see just how the holidays can bring out the sides of us that are pushed down by the stress during the rest of the year. Then we get a not so heart-to-heart between John and what looks to be Streaky the Wonder Cat. And ultimately, John feels, once again, like an alien. We cut back to the romantic snowball fight and oh geez, he is dead. I haven't seen a spine injury like that since Nightfall. Well, as much fun as attempted murder is, Hawkgirl just can't seem to get into the holiday spirit. Her people being a warrior race, they usually celebrate after winning battles, and Hawkgirl tells Green Lantern that she found a close-by moon that reminds her of her home. Green Lantern wants in, and off they go. We check back in on the Flash as he starts his hunt for Howard the Duck's strange cousin, and he finds a prime example of the goodwill towards men that can come with the holiday season.
Flash! Flash! You're just in time. That creep's hoarding DJ Rubber Duckies. Go smack him up.
This could take a little longer than I thought.
What they didn't show you in that transition was that they burned that man's store down in the riot that took place immediately afterwards. The Flash realizes he might just end up disappointing those orphans when he gets the idea to go right to the source of the gifts. That's right, the Flash goes all the way to Tokyo and the toy company that makes DJ Rubber Ducky. That's actually a pretty clever joke by the writers on that one. Flash gets the last one in production and races off to give it to the kids. Okay, no, he destroyed that toy the second he took off at Mach 20. Back to the Kent household where we see that John is starting to feel a little bit better about the holiday season. Okay, maybe not. Jeez, what happened? You were laughing like 5 seconds ago. Who spit in your cocoa? Ma Kent gives John a present and finds that it's a Christmas sweater that doesn't quite... Okay, no. If he could do that, he definitely could have turned into something safer to get Smallville. Actually, did Martian Manhunter sit on a bus? I mean, I know they didn't fly there because Superman was at the door as Clark Kent, so... What a genuinely weird thing to picture. Back to our couple as we see the two enter an alien... Whoa, whoa, whoa. Is that Swamp Thing? How the heck is Swamp Thing on an alien planet? What gives Alec your powers literally being on Earth? Well, anyway, as it turns out, Hawkgirl doesn't come to this planet to relax. She comes here to fight. The two enter the rowdy bar in cheers-like fashion and gear up for an all-night throwdown. Okay, I don't care what anyone says, she's trying to kill that man. Flash returns to Central City just in time to square off with Gorilla Grodd at the museum, and in the process, Grodd smashes DJ Rubber Ducky. Flash's spirit is crushed more than the toy, and he reminds the cold-hearted Grodd what it's like to be disappointed, and about the spirit of goodwill and giving.
It was a present for some kids who really wanted it.
A paltry bit of plastic and crude electronics. They'd have been better off with a book. I suggest Voltaire.
Don't you remember what it's like to have your heart set on something? And that awful feeling when you didn't get it?
Yes, and I usually have you and your teammates to blame for that.
I was talking about Christmas.
Oh, that garish, hollow charade. Forced jollity on every lip, instancy of goodwill in every heart. Tidings of comfort and joy indeed.
For a creep that claims to personify human advancement, I think you'd know what it means to pass along goodwill. Especially to kids who need some. I'd like to think they'd grow up to pass that goodwill on to others.
A not unworthy aspiration.
And Grodd proceeds to deck Flash with the butt of his gun. But it turns out it's just so Grodd could get Flash back to his lab so he could repair and improve the toy for the orphans and call it truth for the season.
Okay, but why did you hit me?
You hit me first.
Oh, never mind, Grodd's just a petty jerk. Back to Smallville, where Jean watches the Kents and the people of the town in order to find the... I'm ignoring that. In order to find the holiday spirit. He hears the thoughts of a little girl struggling to believe in Santa Claus, and gives her hope and probably scares the crap out of her parents by eating one of the cookies that she left for Santa. Next, Jean goes to a church and listens to the choir, and that actually leads to nowhere. Cutting back to the bar fight, we see Hawkgirl having the time of her life and Green Lantern struggling to keep up. And there's Swamp Thing again. Forget the Justice League, I want to see the Swamp Thing in Space Christmas special. Anyway, the two get clobbered by the beta version of Doomsday, and we move to the conclusion of the first part of our 3 stories. Grodd and the Flash head back to the orphanage to give the kids their toy, and the kids gather around to find that Grodd has proudly replaced the Pudding Poultry's hardware with the Teddy Ruxpin-esque retelling of the Nutcracker.
That night, as Clara slept beneath the Christmas tree, her beloved toy came alive to lead her
But
on
this
a
is good,
wonderful
too.
adventure.
Grodd goes back to jail and finds that his giving hasn't gone unappreciated, as the Flash gives Grodd an aluminum tree like the one that he had when he was young. Wrapping up part 2, the bar brawl has come to an end with our couple resting happily arm in arm. Okay then. Clearly this was the weak link in our trio of stories. And finally, Clark wakes up on Christmas morning to find his parents at John's door as we hear him singing and reflecting in his natural form about all that he's learned. We're left with a shot of the snow-covered Kent farm, and the special comes to an end. That wraps up day 3 of the Something About Geek Stuff 12 Days of Christmas. Be sure to stick around for the rest of the days because we're going to have a lot of holiday fun here on the channel in the upcoming month. Now, if you didn't see episode 1 of the 12 Days of Christmas, you can click here to see our review of Krampus. If you didn't see episode 2, you can watch our playthrough of The Thing here. Be sure to like and subscribe to Something About Geek Stuff for all your nerdy needs. And if you want to check out more about comic books, you can watch me on Comic Commentary, where I take a look at the paper side of the comic book world. As always, I've been Sam, I'll see you at the comic shop, and thanks for watching.